So I won a game in 8 moves. But how did I do it? So I had the white pieces and I played e4. My opponent played c5 and we are in the Sicilian defense. And now I decided to play knight f3 going for open Sicilian and my opponent responded with d6. Now d6 has a lot of intentions. Normally when you think about 2d6 you think about the knight off or the classical variations of the Sicilian. Those are the most popular ones. So I did not want to go into those main lines. Instead, I played c3, the Alpine Sicilian, more specific, the delayed Alpine variation with c3. Normally, if you want to play the Alpine, you play e4 and c5 and then c3, and you're in Alpine. But now, since I played two knight f3 first, followed by c3, it's called the delayed because you're delaying the move c3. Now my opponent played g6, wanting to fianchetto the dark squared bishop. So I took the center with d4, and then they played knight d7, and I was confused. I was like, what is going on here? This is some strange chess, strange way to play the Sicilian. But I kept developing my pieces. I played bishop c4, just putting pressure on this diagonal, especially on the f7 pawn. Maybe I could sacrifice or even play knight g5, something along those lines. My opponent played bishop g7, and then I saw an opportunity. My first thought was, after bishop g7, my first thought was queen b3, just putting up a battery on this diagonal. But after e6, there was nothing much I could do. So I realized it's now or never. So I sacked the bishop, which is a good move. It's a shame I didn't put the annotations on. But after bishop f7, the king has a few options. You either take or you don't take. Of course, you want to take, and you ask white, okay, what are you gonna do? So after king takes, two thoughts came to my mind. I either play queen b3 and I attack under the diagonal, but I didn't see much afterwards. Or I play knight g5, check. And this is what I played in the game. I played knight g5 check, just going for the most direct option, not waiting. Because after knight g5, the king has three options. King f6, king f8, or king e8, going back to the home square. Now, the thing is, which one does black do? So if black goes to the original square of e8, you initially think of knight e6, forking the queen and the bishop. And yes, it is a fork, but it doesn't win a piece because don't forget you already sacrificed the bishop on f7. So now once the queen moves to b6, which is the most optimal square in my opinion, then we can take the bishop, but after king f7, the knight's trapped. So we can't do that actually. And that means that knight e6 doesn't work. Now, after king e8, we have to play queen b3, which is a great move. We're simply threatening a checkmate in one with queen f7 checkmate. Now, black has a few options, but only one saves or keeps them alive in this game, and that is e6. Now we can either take with the queen or the knight. So if we take with the knight, which we have to do, if we take with the queen, then there's not much counterplay after queen e7. There's not much going on anymore. Therefore, we have to take with the knight, and the queen goes to e7 to protect the bishop on g7. And now it looks like we can simply put the knight on c7 and fork the king and the rook. But it doesn't work because after knight c7, king d8, we pick up the rook. This queen takes e4, bishop e3, takes, queen g2, rook f1, and the position is a mess. The position is complicated. It's completely complicated. And this knight, it's gone. We're not saving it. It's not worth saving. So this position is not something you want to delve into. So going all the way back to knight c7, instead of going for the fork, we take the bishop with queen takes g7, and after knight takes g7, queen takes g7. Okay, all sorted. Okay, position is about +1, but after bishop e3, they can take stakes, and the king can't castle, and coordination is just lacking in the position as a whole. We will castle, bring our knight, and just develop with tempo. Not really tempo, but we'll just develop and ask black, how are you going to maneuver your pieces? because we have two pieces, two pawns for the piece. Okay, so going all the way back to queen b3. Now that leaves two more options. Either when I went quite deep in that line with king e8, but okay. Now there's two options: king f8 or king f6. If king f8, then simply knight e6. It's a fork and we win the queen. And what happened in the game? Queen f6, king f6. What happened in the game? Then I simply brought my queen to f3 and delivered checkmate. And that's basically the 8 move trap with some hectic variations in it. But let me show you from the beginning. So e4, c5, knight f3, d6, c3, g6, d4, knight d7, bishop c4, putting pressure on the f7 square, f7 pawn, bishop g7, you sack the bishop, the bishop takes f7, king f7, knight g5, and if the king steps forward, which is a horrible blunder, then queen f3 is simply checkmate. Yeah, that's a 8 move trap in the Alpine Sicilian, the delayed Alpine Sicilian with 3 c3, 2 knight f3 c3. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching.